I'll always remember my first experience with a rally game. It was back in 2007 and I just got a HD TV for the Xbox 360 and I wanted to try out the newest good looking game, and I remember going over to my local game shop, which was Extravision, which is gone now, and I saw this game number one that said DiRT, it said Colin McRae's DiRT, or it just said DiRT, and I turned it over and it looked really nice. The only problem was rally was never my sort of forte in terms of driving games. It was always more arcade racers, but I wanted to see a nice new looking game on my new HD TV, so I went and bought it and I fell in love with it, from its incredibly stylistic menus to just a fun, smooth, responsive gameplay that Codemasters is now known for. But the series kind of moved away from that and it started to lose what made it a pure nature, but DiRT Rally is very much, if you can describe it in one word, it's pure. It takes everything about the sport itself and distills it into an excellent playing as well as looking game. Now, if you sort of know what rally is, it's not about putting your pedal to the metal and rushing through the track as soon as possible. It's about teamwork between the driver and the co-driver, and that relationship very much feels necessary here. If you don't listen to your co-driver or even follow their instructions, you will probably turn off a cliff or go straight into a tree or destroy your vehicle, and it's the end of the championship. And honestly, that can be quite heartbreaking when you've gone through 6 stages and you're on the final one and there's only a few seconds between you and second, and you crash or you fly off the edge and you receive a penalty, or worse, a DNF. That's it, like, you've got to start all over again, and that may sound cruel, but it's sort of what makes this game so enjoyable. Visually as well, it's really nice looking game with some great detail in both the vehicles and the environments. Coming over some cliffs and hills, you can see the vista in front, and you can actually see where you're going, and there's something great about that adventure that, you know, should you get through here, that's where you're going, and it's sort of a really nice sort of journey you see, even though it's a racing game. The game also runs at 60 frames a second for the most part, and this sort of is crucial to the precision the game asks of you. You don't 30 frames has always been sort of fair and fine for these type of games, but here, because one slight oversteer or understeer, it's game over, and quite literally you've got to start all over again. So having a smooth frame rate as well as a visually nice looking game sort of makes the whole package much more enjoyable. Now, as you sort of win championships, you earn credits, and these credits can actually also be earned online. And the online portion of the game is just as enjoyable as a single player. One of the ones that I've played a lot of was there's 2 teams of 3, and your cumulative time is what's used against your opponents, which means you're on the track with 2 others, and you can make contact with them and spin them out, and all that does is sort of make it worse for your own team. So it's about knowing who's going to take charge, who may know the track best, and who's just going to take up the rear and sort of be stable and hold it up and keep with everyone. And that teamwork is something you don't really feel that often in a racing game, never mind a rally game, but it's really intense. And I think sort of that intensity is carried throughout so many different modes and so many different areas, both in the single player and multiplayer, that's very hard to sort of describe and compare to games of its contemporaries. But DiRT Rally is one of the most rewarding, sometimes frustrating, but ultimately great rally games that I've ever really played.
Caution, braking, turn acute right. 100.